We descend into this cosmic arsenal with a sense of awe and dread, counting down the 10 most devastating divine weapons as told by the Vedas, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and the Puranas. Astra, the gale of the gods. A whisper of wind and a murmured mantra summons the Astra, the weapon of Vayu, lord of the wind. In legend, the bowman calls upon Vayu's breath and unleashes a hurricane force gale. This divine wind weapon can lift armies and chariots off the earth with a single blast. Its roar drowns out mortals' cries as it scours the battlefield. Meaning, Vayu Astra, the weapon of the wind god. Origin, gift of Vayu, wind deity. Wielders. Famous wielders include Arjun, Indrajit, Meghnad, and even Ashwatthama and Ram. Scriptural use. On the 14th day of Kurukshetra, Ashwatthama invoked the Vayavastra to dispel Drona's illusions. Arjun later used it against Drona himself, raising a howling storm that flung the enemy's chariot into the sky. Invocation. Activated by chanting its secret mantra or by the warrior's fierce will. Drawing the bowstring with divine intent calls forth the wind element. Power. Delivers a gale so fierce it can uproot forests and scatter armies. It essentially creates hurricanes on demand, capable of sweeping away even the strongest fortifications. Cosmic consequences. Misuse could birth endless storms or send air currents spinning wildly. Balance with Vayu must be respected or it could ravage Earth's climate. Varunastra, the deluge weapon. Where Vayu commands wind, Lord Varuna commands the waters, and the Varunastra is the tempest in his name. The bow glows with oceanic energy as its wielder utters Varuna's secret hymn. Then torrents of water burst forth like a monsoon unleashed, drowning armies and turning plains into oceans. Meaning, Varuna Astra, the weapon of the sky, ocean god. Origin, gift of Varuna, god of waters and rain. Wielders, wielded by Ram, Lakshman, Indrajit and Ravan in the Ramayana, and by Arjun, Bhishma and Drona in the Mahabharata. Scriptural use. Arjun once countered Drona's fire arrow with Varunastra in the Kurukshetra war. In another tale, sage Satyaki invoked it to douse Ashwatthama's Agnyastra. Invocation. Activated by the sacred water mantra. The archer's intent calls forth rain clouds or tidal waves from thin air. Power. Unleashes torrential floods and storms, enough to swamp battlefields. It can sink ships, drown fortresses, and turn battlefields into swamps. Cosmic consequences. A misfired Varunastra could flood entire regions. Misuse risks cataclysmic floods that overwhelm even the gods' intentions. Nagastra, the serpent's wrath. A coil of energy, and the Nagastra springs forth, a writhing venomous serpent of wrath. The very earth shakes as this celestial snake is loosed from a bow or staff, striking without sound and with unerring accuracy. It hisses through the air as if alive, its poisonous fangs ready to drain the life of any foe. Meaning, Naga Astra, weapon of the divine serpents. Origin, created by the Naga gods, serpent deities, with venom distilled from mythical snakes. Wielders, mastery passed to heroes like Arjun and Karn. Nexnaspija, who could aim the serpent at distant enemies. Scriptural use. In the Kurukshetra war, Arjun used Nagastra to strike down the Gandharva king Sushama. Karn is also said to have wielded its venomous power. Invocation. A whispered incantation calls forth the Nagastra, and the shape of a giant cobra materializes and hurls toward the target. Power. The flying serpent can poison a whole army. Death by fangs for any who are struck. Even warriors in armor can be bitten by its spectral coils, causing instant paralysis or death. Cosmic consequences. Unleashing this can poison water and soil. Misusing it could set in motion plagues, as serpentine venom spreads unchecked in the environment. Agnayastra, the eternal flame. From the forges of the gods blazes the Agnayastra, the fire weapon of Agni, lord of fire. A single flame arrow can ignite the skies. A hail of them can turn dawn into a blazing inferno. When this weapon is loosed, it rains down unquenchable flames that even rivers and oceans cannot douse. Meaning: Agnyastra, the weapon of the fire god. Origin, granted by Agni, the fire deity, to worthy heroes. Power, emits infernos beyond mortal fire. Walls, forests, even mountains erupt in flame. It creates a storm of fireballs that hunt down targets. Cosmic consequences. A stray Agnyastra could burn down sacred groves and holy rivers. Misuse risks wildfires of unparalleled scale and a scorched earth where nothing can grow. Shiva Danush, Pinaka, the bow of Shiva. Fusing destructive and creative force, the Pinaka is Lord Shiva's own bow. Legends say that when he strings Pinaka, stars fall and the earth trembles. Arrows from this bow are like thunder itself, capable of annihilating demon forts with divine energy. Meaning: Pinaka, Shiva's celestial bow, also called Shiva Danush. Origin, crafted by the gods and wielded by Shiva, later entrusted to kings of Mithila, Sakta's lineage. Wielders, primarily Lord Shiva in his Tripurantaka form, and the royal line of Janak, Sata's father. Ram famously lifted and broke it at Sata's Swayamvar. Scriptural use. As Tripurantaka, Shiva aimed Pinaka at the three demon citadels, Tripura, and obliterated them with a single arrow. Invocation. Pulled like any bow, but it is empowered by Shiva's boundless will. The bowstring may glow with molten metal. An arrow shot is supercharged with his divine energies. Power. Arrows can obliterate entire fortresses and armies. Even unbreakable demons fall before it. Launches arrows with force to obliterate universes, as one legend says. Cosmic consequences. Piercing the heavens itself, the Pinaka's arrow alters destinies. Breaking it, as Rama did, is said to have ordained his divine mission. Unleashed recklessly, it could shatter realms. Sudarshana Chakra, Vishnu's fiery discus. In the hand of Lord Vishnu, or his avatar Krishna, spins the Sudarshana Chakra, a blazing rotating wheel of divine energy. It is the very wheel of time and fate, the purifying flame that cuts through evil. The discus flies from Vishnu's hand with terrible speed and precision, returning again at his command. Meaning: Sudarshana Chakra, auspicious Su-vision, Darshana, wheel, Chakra. Origin, forged by Vishnu himself, Vishwakaman, and always carried by Vishnu by Krishna. It embodies Vishnu's will. Wielders. Only Vishnu or his avatars, Krishna, etc., can truly wield it. Scriptural use. Krishna used Sudarshan to decapitate King Shishupala at Yudhishthira's Rayasuya Yajna. In the Mahabharata, Krishna also hurled it on the 14th night to eclipse the sun, an illusion, so that Arjuna could slay Jayadratha. Invocation. No mantra needed. It obeys Vishnu's mere will. Vishnu points his finger and it erupts from his palm. Power. A whirling disk of fire and light. It can slice through armor, stone, and magic alike. It seeks out wickedness unerringly. Its muzzle flash is said to turn night into day. Cosmic consequences. The Sudarshana Chakra is essentially a purifier. If misused, i.e., cast by an unworthy hand, it could disrupt the cosmic order. But in Krishna's hands, it restores Dharma by fiery justice. Vajra, Indra's thunderbolt. Born from a sacrifice and shining like the midday sun, the Vajra is the thunderbolt weapon of Lord Indra, king of the gods. As a thunderbolt, it blazes with jagged lightning. As a diamond, it is indestructible. When hurled, it crashes upon foes with godlike fury, as unstoppable as a storm. Meaning, Vajra, Sanskrit for thunderbolt or diamond. Origin, forged by Vishvakarma and the gods. It was fashioned from the spine, bones, of the self-sacrificing sage Dadichi. Wielders, Indra's signature weapon, sometimes held by his son Skanda Kartikeya in later tales. Scriptural use. Indra used Vajra to slay the dragon demon Vrtra, who had captured all the waters. With one throw, Vrtra was struck down and the rains returned. Invocation, wielded by Indra's divine might. There is no mortal mantra. Indra simply draws, aims, and releases. Power. It summons lightning and thunder. One blow of Vajra can crumple fortresses. The moment it strikes, the sky explodes in thunder. It was known as one of the universe's mightiest weapons. Cosmic consequences. Vajra embodies Indra's authority over the skies. If misthrown, it could summon endless storms or lightning that raises earth, so only a true deity can safely wield it. Astra, the Vishnu missile. When all else fails, invoke Narayana himself. The Astra is Lord Vishnu's own celestial arrow weapon. It manifests as an unending storm of glittering sparks and fiery darts, a cosmic army of missiles intent on the enemy. Its onslaught is so merciless that resistance only intensifies it. Meaning, Astra, the weapon of Narayana, Vishnu. Origin. Created and owned by Vishnu Narayana, ever-powerful preserver of the universe. Wielders. Legends say only Vishnu's servants or great heroes may use it. In the Mahabharata, it was wielded by Ashvathama. Scriptural use. After Dron's death in the Kurukshetra war, Ashvathama invoked Narayanastra upon the Pandava army. It rained down millions of deadly missiles, and as legend describes, even summoned the 11 Rudras, storm forms of Shiva, in the sky to slay the Pandavas. Krishna saved them by ordering complete surrender. Invocation. A chanting of Vishnu's name or his secret mantra unleashes the onslaught. The weapon obeys the devotee's heart. Power. Unleashes vast volley of divine arrows simultaneously. The barrage grows more furious if the target resists. Only bowing and empty hands can survive. All who fought were struck down. Cosmic consequences. The Narayanastra cannot be countered by force. Attempting to outfight it only makes it stronger. In myth, it is said only total submission spares one. Any attempt to misuse or invoke it twice could annihilate both user and foe. Pashupatastra, Shiva's dread weapon. At the very edge of destruction lies the Pashupatastra, the ultimate weapon of Lord Shiva, Pashupati, Lord of all beings. This is no mere missile but embodied Shiva's power. It summons ghastly monsters and spirits to do its bidding. A single invocation of Pashupatastra can unmake reality. Meaning, Pashupata Astra, weapon of Pashupati, an epithet of Shiva. Origin. Bestowed by Shiva and said to be equally affiliated with Kal and Adi Parashakti. It is a Grahan, controlled weapon only granted to the holiest of warriors. Wielders. In scripture, just a handful. Arjun, Mahabharata. Vishvamitra, Parashuram, Indrajit, and Ram, Ramayana. Even these titans used it only once. Scriptural use. The Mahabharata and Ramayana caution that Pashupatastra should never be used against lesser enemies. It was invoked only at pivotal moments. Arjun obtained it via penance to Shiva. Ram received it from sage Vishvamitra. Whenever called, its head changes form and it summons dreadful monsters. Invocation can be unleashed by mind, gaze, or a voice hymn. Shiva's grace makes it possible. Its user must be utterly pure, or the weapon may turn on its master. Power, world-ending. It destroys creation and all beings. The legends say no target can resist it. Wherever it strikes, mountains shatter and very life vanishes. Cosmic consequences. Unleashing Pashupatastra upsets the cosmic balance. Even gods tremble at its use. Misfiring it could decimate entire realms. Hence, only Shiva's chosen might utter its mantra. Brahmashirsha Astra, the four-headed end of worlds. Topping all is the Brahmastra and its ultimate form, the Brahmashirsha Astra, the weapon of Brahma. This is the god of creation's own missile, infused with Brahma's four-headed might. It is the pinnacle of destruction. To behold it is to see time itself unravel. Meaning, Brahma Astra, weapon of Brahma. Brahmashirsha means with the four heads of Brahma. Origin, created by Brahma and taught to select heroes. Only Brahma or those he authorized may bear its knowledge. Wielders. Legendary wielders include Parashuram, Ram, Meghnad, Indrajit, Bhaisam, Dron, Khan, Ashvatthama, Arjun, and Laxman. Arjun received it from Brahma after severe penance. Scriptural use. Famously, on the last day of the Kurukshetra war, Ashvatthama hurled what may have been the Brahmashirsha or Brahmastra at Arjuna. Arjuna invoked his own Brahmastra to counter it. Even gods descended to stop the collision of these deadly weapons. Invocation requires a holy incantation and utter devotion. A warrior chants Brahma's secret hymns, and the weapon materializes as a blazing firebolt. Power, planetary annihilation. Descriptions say it manifests as a colossal fireball that cracks the earth, boils oceans, and turns sky and space into flame. It's so fierce that after release, no grass grows in that area, no rain falls for 12 Brahma years, trillions of human years. Cosmic consequences. Use of a Brahmastra or its four-headed form is said to burn out the very rains and fertility of earth. A misfired Brahmastra can turn battlefields into lifeless wastelands. It is wielded only when absolutely necessary, for its power borders on total cosmic reset. These 10 astras stand atop the lore of Sanatan Dharma. Mysterious, awesome, and terrifying. Though woven in myth, each name carries the fear and wonder of ages. They remind us that in ancient Bharat, war was not just mortal conflict, but a clash of divine powers.